Hello everybody, welcome to JAIIB English Medium channel. Today in this particular session, we'll be talking about the most important topics from Module B of Indian Economy and Indian Financial System. So IIFS is a subject which is one of the pain points for many bankers when we talk about JAIIB examination, and we are discussing the most important topics from each module in this particular series. Last class we have seen the most important topics of module A. Today we'll be going into depth for your module B, then module C in later class, and after that we'll be concluding with module D. So if you have any doubt whatsoever, leave your comments below in the comment section and we will address all those doubts as soon as possible. So let's get started. First of all, what is the name of your module? That will ultimately define that how in-depth study we have to do. So module B talks about economic concepts related to banking. Although here we have seen that related to banking, very less questions have been asked in the previous exam cycles, but yes, certain concepts are directly applied to the banking today. That goes without saying. So there are more or less most of the questions which we talk about in module D, they ask from the hardcore economics. Right? So the concepts of economics, they'll be testing you via this module, and then how you can relate those concepts with the bank. Right? That is the ultimate agenda of keeping module B in your syllabus of IE and IFS. So the discussion, it starts from unit 12, where you will find fundamentals of economics, microeconomics and macroeconomics, and along with that types of economies as well. So there are basically various definitions, how you define economics as a subject. So all the three definitions, be it from Adam Smith or for that matter Lionel Robbins or any other economist which is relevant for our exam, it automatically must be done away in the first unit itself. You will have the foundation of economics in unit number 12. After that, we'll be moving towards the types of economics, micro, which talks about the narrower concept, the individual concept, and macroeconomics, which talks about the broader perspective of the economy. Then you have the unit number 13, where supply and demand will test you on the basis of the basics of economy, basics of economics again. So microeconomics, which we will be studying in unit number 12, you will find the important market forces related to the microeconomics, that is supply and demand, in the unit number 13th. How you will be studying the unit number 13, how effectively you can study unit number 13. So my advice would be to read the graphical representation very carefully. So all those graphs which we will be discussing in unit number 13, they will provide you an easy way out of the complex topics. Okay, then unit number 14th, the most important unit out of the initial units in module B, that is your money supply and inflation. We will talk about measures of money supply and measures of inflation as well. Measure of money supply, more or less we talk about the formulas. Fine. So your numerical journey will start from here itself. Numerical journey for your IE and IFS subject, it begins with the discussion of unit number 14. So measure of money supply 0, that is M0, M1, M2, M3 and M4. What are the formulas? What all components are there? Then we'll be moving towards the measures of inflation. How we measure inflation in our country, be it via the CPI, which is the norm today, or for that matter the earlier norm, which was WPI. How we measure our inflation on quarterly basis via the GDP deflator. So that also will be studying in unit number 14 only. Along with that, certain formulas like velocity of money is very important, plus the formula of your GDP deflator. How you will be defining the money multiplier via a particular formula, that is also a point of discussion in unit number 14 only. Next we have the most difficult unit. Fine, students find this unit very difficult, very much tricky. That is theories of interest. Here all your knowledge of supply and demand will be tested. Why I am saying this? Because the graphical representation which you have learned in unit number 13, normally you will find good amount of discussion from these graphs only. If you have studied enough of the topics from unit number 13, you can easily learn that how the supply of savings and demand of savings will drive the overall rate of interest in the economy, and that is the basic of unit number 15. Then moving forward, you will be learning the ISLM curve, the distinction between the liquidity preference theory, how it is different from the classical economists theory, like that. But again, I am telling you that unit number 12th, it is related with unit number 13th. 13th directly related to unit number 15. So you cannot miss any chapter, miss any topic in between. These are highly interrelated. Then comes unit number 16th, where you will find business cycles, a relatively easier chapter. Fine, more or less you will have to study only two topics here. One, the characteristics of business cycle, and secondly, how the business cycles have evolved. So characteristics of business cycles and the evolution of business cycle, that from the starting of boom period, how we end up in the recession phase, how the depression phase occurs, and how we will move towards recovery, ultimately leading to the boom phase again. Then unit number 17th, monetary policy, fiscal policy, again a very important unit. From here you can expect good amount of questions. So we will study about the distinction between the economic policy. Here unit 12th, 13th, 15th and 16th talks about the economics, but how they are implemented in our country, or for that matter across the globe, specifically in banking. Right, here specifically in banking you will learn in unit number 14, 17, 18 and somewhat in unit number 19th, although it is more or less related to the government. Okay, so unit 17th, it will be talking about monetary policy, the prerogative of RBI, as well as a brief about fiscal policy, the particular economic policy which is implemented by Government of India. Then the most important part of our entire module B, that is your unit number 18th. Why? Because from here almost every time we have seen 3 to 5 questions on regular basis. So unit number 18th, system of national accounts and GDP concepts. So GDP aggregators, very important. If you miss any of the GDP aggregator while discussing, you won't be able to relate it with the future, or for that matter upcoming GDP aggregators. The formulas are interlinked, but before the formulas you must learn certain basic concepts. That what do we mean by gross domestic product, how GDP at market price differs from the basic price, how the factor cost is determined. If you do not know such concepts, you will 100% get confused while sitting in the examination. So keep your basics very much clear while studying unit number 18th. Then comes unit number 19th, the union budget. As everybody knows, the government presents your union budget, specifically the finance minister presents the union budget in the parliament, and whenever we talk about the union budget, we are hinting towards the fiscal policy. So what should be the course of action while covering unit number 17th? Always remember that focus on monetary policy, but try to interlink the fiscal policy with union budget, because this is the only task via which directly government implements the fiscal policy. Okay, and one more important point is that how you relate monetary and fiscal policy with the theories of interest. So a very interesting interlinkage is there between unit 15 and unit number 17, which you cannot miss. If you do not know that how they will be interlinked, or for that matter you have already studied but you are unable to see that how exactly the things will be going on, then we are here to help you out. We have already launched our paid batches that is the increment batch is already ongoing. The classes for module A in English medium only we have started, and gradually we'll be moving towards module B. So if you are curious enough that how we can easily crack this examination or make our examination journey very much easy, then you can directly contact us on a phone number that is 0981 981 9247. This is the number where you can directly contact us, and our team of experts will tell you that how you can pick the relevant courses. Okay, so this was it for today's class. In the next session, we will be talking about the most important topics of module C in IE and IFS. So see you in the next class. Till then, goodbye everybody. Take care.